In Wave Ocean, Team Dimension consists of Silver the Hedgehog, Blaze the Cat, and Marine the Raccoon was playing a game of Go Fish with Jasmine the Bat. Jasmine was Blaze's childhood friend from the Soul Dimension. She had been wanting to visit Wave Ocean wherever she was not busy, guarding the Gaia Temple from in Huluska. If one who would think a bat with the Soul Dimension would be freezing cold from guarding up on the temple in the coldest part of the world, then they would be wrong. Jasmine had the powers of snow and ice, and in so many environment that is freezing would not bother her in any way. And that's why for Silver, Blaze, and Marine were in Sonic's dimension rather in their home dimension, where they were banished from the Soul Dimension. Reason being was because Dr. Eggman's descended from the future. Eggman Nicky took over the Blaze Empire. He obtained the Jewel Scepter and the throne when he successfully defeated with the help of his robot bots. Blaze, Silver, and Marine had no choice but to retreat to Sonic's dimension and wait until the time was right to take back Soul Empire. Jasmine reunited with Blaze after they had prevented Eggman Nikia and Dr. Eggman from taking over both dimensions. Despite not having a throne, Blaze still obtained all 7 Soul Emeralds inside their cases. Anyway, Blaze returned to Silver and asked him for a card. "Do you have any jacks?" she asked. "Go fish," Silver answered, showing his girlfriend to take one from the pile. The white hedgehog turned to the gold bat for a card. "Got any queens, Jasmine?" she said. Jasmine nodded her head and handed Silver her queen's card. She then turned to Marine and sighed. "Do you have any 10s?" "Sorry, mate," Marine said. "No 10s. Go fish." Jasmine picked up one card from the same pile Blaze picked up with her new hand. Without a warning, the door was kicked open, none other than Sticks the Badger. "Guys," she said, "I have some news." "Oi," Marine said. "Sticks, mate, how are you doing?" "Don't you know how to knock before entering?" Blaze asked, rolling her eyes. "I always keep forgetting that," Sticks muttered. "Anyway, I have some news to tell you." "What's that, Sticks?" Silver asked. "Earlier today, I was rummaging through the garbage when I saw something that was made of wood," Sticks explained. "Oh, crickety," Marine cried. "What is it?" "I don't know," Sticks answered. "But I remember I was looking at orange and it had green and pink clothing." "Quite interesting," Blaze said. "Also, the Chaotrix got this note. It was written by someone in the name of Belle," Sticks added, sticking out a piece of paper. "Give it a look." Blaze, Silver, Jasmine, and Marie took a moment to read through the mysterious message. It was written by, "Dear to whoever's reading the message, if you're reading it right now, it's about time you should get moving. Dr. Starling the Platypus is planning on taking over both the Eggman Empire and the world. He is not alone in this wicked scheme. He wants to recruit some of his enemies you've came across before, so please hurry to Egg Base Sigma before his plan could be accomplished. From Belle." "Sticks, mate," said Marine asked. "Do you have any idea who this Belle is?" "No," Sticks replied, "but I have a feeling that this Belle could be a spy working for Eggman." During this time, Jasmine took out a geography book with the maps of check all directions, from their beach house in Wave Ocean to Egg Base Sigma. First, they would have to go through the Seaside Hill. Next, they would have to roll in Casino Park. Then they would have to grind down to Casino Park. And then next, they would venture their way through the Lost Jungle. Then they would try their best not to get lost in the Mystic Mansion. Finally, they should be able to get to Egg Base Sigma. Once they were done reading the directions, Jasmine took Silver and Blaze to her side. "What is it, Jasmine?" Blaze asked. "The Golden Bat signed that they should tag along with the Jungle Badger on the trip to Egg Base Sigma." "Well, you think we would?" Silver asked. Jasmine nodded her head in response, and the cat hedgehog then just took a look at each other and silently agreed. "I'll tell you what, Sticks," Silver suggested. "Why don't we come with you and find that robot that you were talking about?" Sticks took a moment to think it over and said, "Hey, what a great idea." "Yeah, in that case," Blaze stated, "let's get moving." Everyone went out of the beach house Team Dimension was living in for a while, and they started to search for this Belle individual. In Spiral Hill, Tangle the Lemur and Whisper the Wolf were having afternoon tea with Jewel the Beetle in her mineral museum. This is quite a lovely afternoon, Jules said. Wouldn't you agree? I'll say, Whisper agreed. It is so nice to have a quiet afternoon with no big events happening. But soon Tangled spat out tea, causing Jewel to be concerned. What is it, Tangle? She asked. I never thought that this tea would be so good, Tangle stated. Why? Thank you, Jewel sighed in relief. I thought you saw something else. Nah, not really, Tangle said. I just love to joke around. Can't imagine why, Whisper added. Right when the lemur was about to sip her tea for real, she saw something out of the window. Hey, she said. You see what I see? Her friends turned in the direction and saw a strange creature wearing a green and pink clothing. Oh dear, Jewel groaned. Who is this person? Whisper opened her eyes and took out her wristband. It could be one of Eggman's robots, she growled. She then had Tangled then stopped the wolf before she could get things out of hand. Hold on, Whisper, she said. We can't just go jumping into conclusions yet. They must begin to hear knocks on the door. Well, Jewel suggested, guess we better prepare for the worst. They walked up to the door and opened it, only to find no one there. Strange, Jewel said. You did say someone was here, didn't you, Tangled? Yeah, Tangled answered. I could have sworn that they were walking by. Before they could close the door, however, Whisper saw a piece of paper hanging on the door. Hey, wait, she said. There's a note. She took the note and examined it. What is it? Tangled asked. Apparently, Whisper explained, it must have been from this bell. The lemur then took her the note from her best friend and obtained it to read it. Afterwards, they all began to wonder why Dr. Starline would be able to take over the Eggman Empire and the world at the same time. Has Dr. Starline lost his mind? Jewel asked in a worried manner. It could be likely, Tangle pondered, but I'm not 100% sure. The wolf took out her geography book, and she took before leaving Diamond Cutters at the base with Clove C, and began to take note of the directions at the Spiral Hill Village to Egg Base Sigma. We're here in Spiral Hill Village, she began to explain, so we'll have to go to Seaside Hill, Grand Metropolis, Casino Park, Rail Cannon, Lost Jungle, and Mystic Mansion. That sounds like a long way to get there, Jewel said. Well, not if we can make it to Egg Base Sigma in time, Tangle said. Come on, you guys, we gotta get moving. Wait, Jewel called out, stopping Whisper and Tangle in their tracks. Is it too late for me to change clothes? I'm afraid so, Whisper said. There is no time to waste, Tangle said, encouraging her friends. She then turned to Whisper's wisps and said, You guys better come along too. They happily agreed and joined Tangle and Whisper and Jewel on their trip, as they all left for Spiral Hill Village to confront the unknown. Up in the sky was an airship that belonged to the legendary band of thieves called the Babylon Rouges. Jet the Hawk was minding his own business while looking out of the window out of boredom. Suddenly his fellow Rouge named Storm the Albatross stormed into the office. Hey boss, he called. He came across without a warning at all, so that just caused Jet to fall off his chair and land on the floor. Boss, we have some news to tell you, Storm said, as Swallow named Wave walked in and said, Storm, how many times do I have to tell you to knock before entering? I forgot, Storm simply said. Attention his shifted back to Jet, who was apparently getting up from the floor with an annoyed look on his face. Boss, I promise you, it's nothing interesting this time, Storm pleaded. Wave and I were just walking for the kitchen to grab a bite to eat until we saw someone wearing a pink and green clothes posting a note. What note? Jet asked. And who is this person? Did they just break into her and steal our gear? No, Wave responded. They just posted a note on the wall and waited till they saw us and left the airship in a hurry. Well, let's see it, Jet suggested. He then handed her boss the supposed note, and he began to read it. It took a few seconds for Jet to realize that Dr. Starline was planning to do something reckless to the Eggman and the world. I see, Jet said. What should we do, boss? Storm asked. Simple, Jet answered. We will go look up the directions for this Egg Base Sigma. He then turned to Wave and said, Get right to work on it, Wave. Understood, Wave complied. She then walked up to the computers and began to look up requests for the Egg Base Sigma. There we go, Wave said. Where do we go from there? Jet asked. All we gotta do is go through Rail Cannon, Lost Jungle, and Mystic Mansion, Wave explained. Then we'll be at the Egg Base Sigma in no time. Alright, that's good enough for me, Jet said. He got up from his chair and then took a look at his extreme gear. Well, guys, he announced, grab your extreme gear. We got a platypus to knock some sense into. Okay, Wave said. Yes, sir, Storm joined in. They both grabbed their own extreme gear and followed the Hawk outside the airship, where they descended from the clouds to begin their quest. At this point, every single one of the heroes had started their quests to stop Dr. Starline from taking over the world. Little did they know that the platypus would be equipped with minions, that they were strong, sly, and how would they be able to stop them from the reckless action? Will they be able to make it to Egg Base Sigma in time? No matter what, though, Sonic and his friends will always be able to fight their way to Sigma and take down Dr. Starline's plan before he can be completed with his big invention, which will take over Egg-based Man Empire, and even though the next part was going to be much worse. And they were on their way to stop Dr. Starline.